Hey everyone, how's it going? So we're back with some more Explorer and Pioneer content, and after a couple of videos of playing these slightly more dirtly combo control-y style decks, we are back with some good old-fashioned mono-black devotion or mono-black mid-range, kind of a bit of both. So this is a deck that runs Nykthos, which is one of my favourite cards, legendary land that adds an amount of mana equal to your devotion to a particular colour. And then we are just running a lot of black cards with many black pips, so cards like Bloodletter of Aclazotz, Bloodghast, Liliana of the Veil, Overlord of the Balemerk, just building up that devotion, and then sort of closing out the game with a big turn, maybe where we Grey Merchant of Asphodel, combine it with a Bloodletter of Aclazotz to double the life loss that the opponent suffers, and that's kind of that. So yeah, pretty straightforward, but I'll just run through the cards in the deck. So one drops we have slightly different. Instead of the usual 4 Thoughtseize and 4 Fatal Push, we are running, instead of Fatal Push, 4 copies of Grim Bauble, which kind of fulfills a similar role. I mean, let's be real, it's not as good, but it is a creature removal spell that fulfills the same function most of the time, but also sticks around on the battlefield and adds that 1 black devotion to the board. So that is a useful addition to this deck from Aether Drift. Another one is Momentum Breaker. So again, this is pretty versatile removal, makes the opponent sack a creature or vehicle. If they can't, they discard a card, so it usually has at least some value. And sticks around with 1 black pip as well. Bloodghast, another new addition from Aether Drift, although this isn't the Aether Drift printing of it. 2 black mana, 2/1, can't block, has haste as long as an opponent has 10 or less life. Has landfall whenever a land you control enters. You can return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So those 2 black pips on it are pretty hard for the opponent to get rid of permanently. It's going to stick around, it's going to come back whenever you play a land. So yeah, that's a pretty neat addition as well. Blade of the Oni, just to do a little bit of comboing with our Unholy Annexes and Ritual Chambers. Obviously, we've seen this before in the Demons deck, but does have 3 black pips by itself. No matter kind of which side you cast it on, it's still got all of those black mana symbols, and combines nicely with Blade of the Oni as a demon to just get the additional life gain and opponent life loss from the Annex. Unstoppable Slasher, just a great card. Very quickly, if left unchecked, kind of destroys the opponent's life total. Cuts their life total in half every time it hits them. Liliana of the Veil, good at just about everything. 2 black mana pips as well. Bloodletter of Aclazotz, I mentioned earlier, as well as having 3 black mana symbols. Combines very nicely with cards like Grey Merchant of Asphodel or the life drain on Unholy Annex, whatever it might be. Just a very clean and quick way of closing out the game. And then our 5 drops, I mean, Overlord of the Balemerk is really more of a 2-drop, but so we'll pop it down there. But comes with 2 black mana symbols, lets us mill and look in our graveyard for creatures or non-avatar creatures or planeswalkers. And then Grey Merchant of Asphodel, 5 mana, 2/4. When it enters, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. And you gain life equal to the life lost this way, so this is kind of the payoff card. Yeah, kind of build up our devotion, and then this potentially can drain the opponent for 6, 8, 10 life, and very quickly close out the game. In terms of our mana base, so we have our Nykthoses, we have Urborg as well, which means our Nykthoses will always also add 1 black mana, and so will our Mutavaults. Mutavault obviously turns into a demon, combines nicely with Unholy Annex, many swamps, too high for the Eye Tyrants. We are running 4 copies of Castle Lochthwain just for the additional card draw potential, and because we have so many swamps, it more often than not will come into play untapped. And then yeah, Takenuma as well. And in the sideboard, we got 3 copies of Duress, just for that additional hand disruption for those opponents who just have really annoying cards, which is most of them. A Fatal Push, so we are running a couple of copies of that. Noxious Grasp, some additional removal for green and white creatures. Shoot the Sheriff, this is a good, just clean answer to all non-outlaw creatures, which is most creatures. Path of Peril can hit those decks which are trying to go fast, like humans, or the Gruul aggro deck, and then Leyline of the Void is our graveyard hate of choice. Obviously great in a black deck, comes into play straight away if it's in your opening hand, doesn't affect our Bloodghasts and anything else we might be trying to do to our graveyard. So yeah, Mono Black Devotion, I'm looking forward to this. So thank you very much for watching. Let's see how this does on the ladder. Yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go play some matches with Mono Black Devotion. So the opponent's on Kahira, which means it's probably a control deck, but this hand's reasonable for that. We've got Overlords, we've got Unstoppable Slasher. Overlords are good at just sitting there and being threatening. Yep, fancy Meticulous Archive. One, two, three, four. Bring back Bloodletter. Bloodghast in the graveyard is good. So we'll play a land. Get that back. And what should we do here? I think let's just follow up with Unstoppable Slasher. Fair enough. Yeah, I might just play Overlord number 2. Bring back the Slasher. There you go. Well, that's disappointing, but at least it's not aimed at anything else we're doing. Right. Play a Blade of the Oni. I think Momentum Breaker to make them discard a card is also fine here. Yep, it's either going to be a Deluge or an Emperor there. Oh, they've got very fancy lands. Someone's been splashing out. These Meticulous Archives are very pretty. Am I bloodlettering? No. Oh good, I can gain 2 life. That'll matter. Let's get a Slasher down. Oh, I see they didn't fix this problem when they did the update, because why would you? Now that I think they don't have a Wrath, I'm going to Bloodletter. Now let's fire off some maps. So I'm assuming they probably have something like Emperor here. Shark Typhoon. Sure. I mean, they still take a lot of damage. I get my slasher back again. This is now just one turn away from coming back. Narset. They're going to need a Supreme Verdict here. Teferi isn't going to do it for them. Okay. Well, Narset's not very interesting. So we go to max speed. Again, doesn't make a huge amount of difference, I don't think. I don't think we need to overcommit to the board here, because they will still be potentially looking... Well, this is very annoying, isn't it? They'll potentially still be looking for mass removal spells, which they have now found. So, do I want to Takenuma or Lochthwain? I think we'll Takenuma because we know what we're getting when we do that. Which is probably an Overlord of the Bale Merc. Right, so let's fire off. Let's kill Narset straight away. No, we might have had lethal there, but I don't think it's worth risking it. Bring back Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Trigger Bloodghast, play another Bloodghast, fire up. Yep. Okay, we got there in the end. Okay, so for Azorius control, we want Duress, we want Noxious Grasp, and we do not want Grim Bauble. We can probably trim one Liliana as well. I think apart from that, we're pretty good with what we've got. Don't want to shoot the Sheriff. Fatal Push. No, well, I suppose Fatal Push is not bad for their Sharks and Emperor tokens. So actually, let's put in one Fatal Push. Yeah, let's put in some Fatal Pushes and take out Momentum Breakers. It's almost exactly the same hand. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different game. What have we got? I don't like Narset here, I don't think. I think that will have to go. But what I do like is Unholy Annex. Great card, always said so. And again, it's up to them here. They may want to remove it straight away, but it'll cost them 2 cards. Which is kind of the same as card advantage from Annex. Kind of. Ooh, get rid of their verdict as well. I like to see that. Okay, so they're telegraphing their Wandering Emperor. Oh, should I attack? Maybe not. Yeah, if that's all they're going to do for a turn, that's okay. Because I'll just keep playing to the board. And eventually they're gonna have to play that Emperor. Because otherwise I'll just have too much stuff. Okay, verdict's pretty good. But I've got some decent follow-ups. My lack of black mana is a little awkward here, actually. So let's just get another slasher down. Just attack for 2. Ooh, they've left themselves very exposed here. So much so, I think if I draw any black mana, they lose. That'll do. Toodle pip. No, then let me do it. So I've tried going in and doing that repair the game files thing, see if that helps get rid of that annoying whatever it was. I just haven't seen anyone else complaining about it, so maybe it's just me, maybe a problem with my own particular copy of Arena. Yeah, this is probably good enough. Yep. So we'll kill that straight away for fear of Curious Obsessions. Oh dear. Bring back a Bloodletter. Well, that was a pretty easy game one. The opponent kept a 1-lander. So we know we're playing Spirits, which is helpful. So Path of Peril's good. Shoot the Sheriff is pretty good as well, actually. And I'll stick in 1 Noxious Grasp. Maybe trim 2 Grim Baubles for fatal pushes, just because this can hit Supreme Phantom, Grim Bauble can't. And then it's probably some of our more expensive spells, so I don't think Momentum Breaker's much use to us here. Neither is Liliana of the Veil. I'll trim 1 Annex. But I think that's a relatively simple sideboard. The opponent presumably thinking that Curious Obsession could get it done for them then. Hell of a risky keep. Particularly on the play. Although I'm not sure it's any better on the draw. Probably worse on the draw because they get two turns to kill your thing. Oh dear. I do hope they come back. Yep. No removal, but I think double Bloodghast is probably quite good here. Path of Peril is a good draw. Turn 2 Balemerc or turn 2 Bloodghast. Well, it kind of depends on what they've got, I suppose. Yeah, I think Curious Obsession, the obvious choice here. Okay, I now know they've got Geist's Light Snare available to them, so I'm not going to play the Overlord. I will just play a Bloodghast. Yeah, I was going to say countering that is not a good idea, because it'll just come back again. Don't know why they wouldn't play the Rattle Chains, though. Noxious Grasp, that's quite good. Potentially. I think for now, I'll just play another Bloodghast. What? Why are they not? I suppose they're waiting to use its hexproof, but I don't know. Don't know about that at all. Well, I suppose in the meantime, I'm not doing very much. So I could play Bloodletter, perhaps, and try and bait out their counterspell. Yeah, I think that seems sensible. Then I can path next turn. Yep. No attacks. Shame. Yeah, pity there's no land to follow up the path with, so I might just Overlord, actually. And chill. Because eventually this might bait them into casting their Rattle Chains and trying to end the game a bit quicker. No? Okay, they're still quite chill. That's fine. Another land. Okay, so let's path. Yep. Bring back both of our Bloodghasts, which sets us up for a nice Grey Merchant potentially next turn. Yeah, they've kind of got to go for it now, I think. Okay, they are severely flooding out. I think they might have a counter spell. I think Grey Merchant draining them for 8 is... yeah, that should be enough, I think, to win us the game. Follow it up with a Bloodletter. Alright, fair enough. So they can stay alive, but they are on 2. Supreme Phantom won't do it for them because I can just activate my Hive. Yeah. Good. Very good. Right, let's do one more. Might even manage a bit of a shorter video after 2 quite long ones recently. No Llanowar Elf is good. I mean, we could have killed it, but... Okay. Get Overlord down. No hits, just... well, a lot of land. Green Devotion. Sure thing.
Sun in the sky, brine on my skin. Great day to fight. Hands off.
It's all a bit slow, isn't it? I don't feel great. Never feels great playing against mono green. Play Cavalier and I'll just cry quietly to myself, yep. Okay, Slasher's not the worst, so I'll take Eora off the battlefield.
Don't miss me too much.
Because if they're a little overly aggressive here, I could potentially kill them without them realising. Because Slasher into... Bloodletter is obviously great news for everyone, especially me. I don't think they'll attack here.
My octopus for a walk.
Particularly, well, they might do if they get to play another creature. Yikes. Well, that I wasn't expecting. I think I do have to play Bloodletter here. They're kind of forced into this block, which is fine. I mean, they might block wrongly and just die. If they don't realise... yeah, if they don't realise what this interaction is, it's going to kill them. Okay, we stole that one. So, I want a Noxious Grass. Probably want a couple of Duresses, the Fatal Pushes, the Shoot the Sheriffs. And that is 8 cards to ditch. I think the sacrifice effects are not great here. How's Overlord of the Baelmerk? It's a little on the slow side. So yeah, I'm going to take all of those out. And one Annex as well. And yeah, I think we're just kind of hoping to go wide enough quickly enough that we can maybe do Aklazots into Grey Merchant and just close out the game. We got away with that first one because the opponent didn't realise what was happening. Yeah, this is pretty reasonable. Okay, Monstrous Emergence. What does this do? Choose a creature card, deals better to target creature. Okay, that's not too bad. So I'm going to take their Kiora here. Hopefully just strand them on mana. Blade of the Oni down. They may be able to kill it. Well, they can kill it, but sure thing. Okay. Thoughtseize again. Just take one of their trolls. Bloodghast. That's an easier target for a Noxious Grasp, at least. Or do I just want to get Slasher down? Yeah, I think that is... I'm kind of okay taking the extra 4 damage for them to play the troll. See how aggressive they want to be. Yeah, that's quite aggressive. I could... No, that's fine. I could, but that's not. I could kill them both here, actually, which would reduce their devotion quite a lot. So, Noxious Grass, the troll. Shoot the Sheriff there, Overworld Oddity. Which reduces their devotion to 3, which stops them playing Cityscape anytime soon. Then if I could potentially get Grey Merchant into play next turn, I have to be wary that they do have a Lair of the Hydra here. What are they doing? I mean, aren't they just dead if I fire up Mutavault? Sure. Good. Mono Black Devotion doing work. God, Unstoppable Slash is such a ridiculous card. 3 mana as well. 2/3 Death Touch. I mean, that's pretty good going by itself. Then it comes back. It also, like, just shreds their life total. Oof. Okay, got a couple of packs to open. The Radiant Lotus. Sure, that card must be broken at some point. Someone will figure out how to break it. But yeah, that was good. Obviously, this is not... looks like didn't quite fix what I was hoping to. The thing on the side didn't come back though, so maybe that was enough. Yes, it's. I mean, it shares quite a lot of similarities to the Mono Black Demons deck. You could kind of call it the same thing. It does have a kind of devotion sub-theme with the Nykthoses and the Grey Merchants, kind of lots of black pips. Bloodghast, good addition, very hard to get rid of creature. Again, sort of double black, does a lot of work. Yeah, I mean, what was good here? Grey Merchant was good, Overlord was... I mean, I say this every time, but Overlord really is just great. Slasher was the MVP of that particular video, I think. Blade of the Oni, good. I mean, these are all good cards. I think it's just about what's the right kind of configuration, and there's an argument to be playing Rakdos. Of course, there is. Rakdos Demons is a great deck. But Mono Black gives you some additional tools as well, and lets you kind of play this Devotion sub-game, which did seem quite powerful. So yeah, that is the deck. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. As ever, like and subscribe. Always appreciate the support. And I'll see you next time.